Hello everyone, and thank you for visiting my channel. Today's video is a continuation of my last video about returning to the West and starting over. This video is more like people who want to return to the West with no intention of returning to the Philippines. Stay tuned. When an expat moves to the Philippines, the dream is often one of renewal, escaping the stress of the West, living affordably in a tropical climate, finding companionship, or stretching retirement funds further. Yet, for many, the story takes a different turn. They may lose a significant amount of money due to poor planning, failed businesses, overspending, scams, or toxic relationships. Some may also face legal issues, cultural misunderstandings, or health problems that deplete their finances faster than expected. When this dream collapses, an expat might be left with a daunting question: can I start over if I go back to America? The answer is not simple. Rebuilding life after financial and emotional setbacks in the Philippines is possible, but it is not easy. You must navigate unique challenges, such as reiterating into American society after years abroad, rebuilding finances in a higher cost environment, facing stigma from family or friends, and dealing with the emotional toll of failure. However, there are also opportunities. Returning to America can provide access to higher wages, stronger social safety nets, better healthcare, and a chance to reset life on a more stable footing. Before discussing recovery, it is important to understand why expats lose money or fail in the Philippines initially. Common reasons include business ventures gone awry. Many expats try to start small bars, restaurants, or guest houses. They underestimate competition in the Philippines. There is cultural differences in management or corruption when they are trying to get licensing for the business. Most of these businesses they get typically fail within the first 2 years of opening it. There is also romantic or family issues. Some expats invest heavily in houses, cars, or businesses under their Filipinos name, since expats aren't allowed to legally own land here. When the relationship doesn't work out, the expat often loses half of what they invested or everything. While for others, the detriment for failure is overspending. Life may seem cheap compared to the West, but lifestyle creeps in. Daily drinking, eating out, supporting extended families can quickly drain savings. Nowadays, scams and exploitation are common. Some expats fall victim to scams from both locals and fellow expats, such as fraudulent property sales, inflated bills, or fake investments. The unexpected costs may arise from health issues, hospital bills, visa problems, or emergency travel expenses, which can drain financial reserves in a blink of an eye. Many arrive with no steady income and poor planning to begin with, relying solely on savings or pensions, underestimating how long the money will last. All these lead to the same outcome: dwindling resources, stress, and the need to return to America. Returning after failure is not just a financial matter, it's emotional. Many expats feel ashamed. They told family and friends they were living a dream, only to come back broke. Some feel guilt for neglecting responsibility back home. Others suffer from depression, loneliness, or bitterness towards the Philippines after these failures. This emotional burden makes it harder to recover. Starting over requires not just money, but resilience. An angry or hopeless person risks sabotaging their chances of rebuilding. Therefore, recovery is both an internal and external process. Starting over in America after years abroad presents its own hurdles. The Philippines is much cheaper than the US. Returning expat may find rent, groceries, utilities, and healthcare costs overwhelming. What seemed manageable abroad now barely covers essentials in America. Employers may see time abroad as a gap on the resume. Skills may be outdated. Older expats, especially those in their 50s or 60s, may struggle to compete with younger workers in America. Some may be forced into low paying service jobs despite having had professional careers before. Expats who spend years overseas may have let their U.S. credit history lapse, making it difficult to rent apartments, buy cars, or get loans. Friends and family might not understand your experiences. Some may judge or mock you for failing. Rebuilding a social support system can feel isolating. Expats might also face challenges in reestablishing documentation, health insurance, and bank accounts. If they owe taxes or child support, these obligations can complicate restarting their lives. Older expats may return with health problems, but lack sufficient insurance or Medicare eligibility if under 65 years old. Medical costs in America can quickly drain any remaining funds. These challenges make restarting difficult, but not impossible. Despite difficulties, America offers opportunities that are often unavailable in the Philippines. Even a modest US job pays more than many opportunities in the Philippines. Minimum wage in America can equal what many Filipinos earn in a week. Returning expats can leverage this to rebuild savings faster. Unemployment benefits, food stamps, Medicaid, and veteran benefits, if applicable, can provide safety nets unavailable in the Philippines. Community colleges and trade schools allow returning expats to spiff up on their skills. Online work opportunities are also more accessible with a US address and internet infrastructure. Even if strained, family networks in America can provide temporary housing, emotional support, or connections to jobs. Unlike in the Philippines, US systems for employment, housing, and healthcare are more structured. Expats no longer face the same legal vulnerability, such as losing assets in a relationship due to property laws. Rebuilding in America gives expats access to Social Security benefits, Medicare, and retirement structures that can provide stability in older age. For an expat to truly restart, a structured plan is essential. Here is a practical roadmap. Accept failure, stop blaming the Philippines, your Filipino partner, or the system. Owning mistakes allows growth. Seek therapy if needed. Support groups or even online communities can help. Rebuild confidence. Remind yourself that many entrepreneurs, investors, and adventurers fail before finding success. If possible, live temporarily with family, friends, or rent a room until finances stabilize. Get documentation like renewed driver's license if needed. Check on your bank accounts and credit reports. Contact creditors if needed. Negotiate a repayment plan or seek financial counseling. Get a job ASAP by applying for multiple jobs. Securing income is very crucial. Service jobs, warehouse work, delivery driving, or gig economy roles can provide a quick cash flow. If you had skills in teaching, IT, construction, healthcare, or trades, these should be pursued aggressively. Online freelancing, tutoring, ride sharing, or part time businesses can supplement your income for the meantime. If you are serious about rebuilding yourself after getting a job, you must budget strictly. Track every expense to the T and avoid lifestyle creep. Try rebuilding your credit if it's in bad shape by getting a secure credit card. Pay all your bills on time and monitor your credit reports. Make sure to save an emergency fund too. Even $500 to $1,000 is a good start. Try rebuilding toward 3 to 6 months expenses. At this stage of rebuilding, make sure to avoid risky investments. There is no get rich quick schemes here. Just stick to rebuilding safely. For those older folks, re engage with Social Security, IRAs, or 401ks. Even small contributions add up. Secure health insurance through employers, the ACA marketplace, or Medicaid if qualified. Aim for affordable, stable housing, whether renting or eventually buying. Repair ties with friends and family if possible. You may need their help in the rebuilding effort. Learn from the Philippines. Live with more humility, gratitude, and awareness. Once you rebuild yourself, you can choose to return to the Philippines with better preparation. A job you would most likely get into quickly is construction, trucking, and trades. They pay well and are in demand. Another one is certified nursing assistants or caregivers, which require minimal training but pay decent wages. Expats with tech backgrounds can retrain for remote positions. As a last resort, you could also consider rideshare, delivery, or freelance writing and design, which offer flexible income. Besides financial rebuilding, expats must overcome emotional wounds. Many fear admitting failure, yet resilience means reframing. Losing money abroad isn't rare. Thousands of expats experience this. They left to escape America, but now they must return. It can feel like regression. The key is to view America not as a failure, but as a foundation for a stronger comeback. If you went through extreme failure in the Philippines, you don't have to do it alone. You can find an immediate community among other expats. Building a social circle intentionally through volunteering, church, or clubs is essential. Professional counseling can help address trauma, depression, or addiction issues that contributed to failure abroad. In conclusion, an expat's dreams in the Philippines can fall apart, leaving them broke, bitter, and lost. But failure abroad doesn't mean life is over. Yes, returning to America is challenging. Higher costs, employment gaps, and emotional wounds make starting over tough. But America also offers opportunities not available in the Philippines, such as higher wages, social safety nets, healthcare, and long term stability. The path to recovery isn't glamorous. It involves taking humble jobs, budgeting carefully, rebuilding credit, and healing emotional wounds. It takes courage to face judgment from others and resilience to keep moving forward. Yet many people, both expats and non expats, have rebuilt after financial collapse. Ultimately, the question isn't whether it's easy, it's whether you have the discipline and resilience to do the hard work. If you do, then starting over in America after failing in the Philippines isn't just possible, it can lay the foundation for a wiser, stronger, and more sustainable future. Alright, guys, that is all for today's show. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share them in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.